So in this lesson we're going to learn how to make a simple graph using Google Sheets. The first step that you'll need to do is to find some data that you want to graph. So here you can see that we are finding some data on the planets. Now you should be able to just select the data that you want from the table, press Command and C. And if you're using Google Chrome, you should be able to click on the top left cell and press Command V, and you will see that all of the data from that website is now in Google Sheets. The first thing that you'll notice is that the data is hidden. This is because the data in each cell is too large for that cell. To change the size of the cells, simply go up to this square at the top left of the table, so above 1 and to the left of A, and if you click on that square you'll see that all of your sheet, all of the data is selected. If you then move your mouse to one of the dividing lines between the columns, you should see a little arrow. It doesn't matter which line you actually click on, but if you click on this first one and you double click on it, you'll see that all of the data is now inside the cells, because the cells have changed their size dynamically. Each column is now a different size, so you should be able to see all of the data. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to format the data in this table. Now you can see that the data for the average distance from the Sun for each of these planets has got both kilometers and miles. Now, for a graph to be displayed properly, we cannot have any unit data and we cannot have any additional data in brackets. We must only have numerical data, so only the numbers can be in the cell. So select everything that is not the kilometers in numbers and delete that extra data. So double click and then select and then delete. So that's double click, select and delete. So you'll need to do that for all of the entries. There's no quicker way to do it, I'm afraid. So it shouldn't take you too long to double click, select and delete. There we go. So now that we've deleted the unit data, you just need to make sure that in the heading row at the top of your column, you make sure that you say what these numbers mean. All of these numbers, 57,900,000, mean something, and that is representing 57 million kilometers. So Mercury is 57 million kilometers away from the Sun. Well, the average distance. So now that we have that unit back in the header row, we should now be able to select all of this data here. So I'm just selecting the planets and the first column. And if we go up to Insert and click on Chart, or you can do the same thing by heading over to the right hand side and finding this icon, which is the same as the menu, Insert Chart. If you click on that, you will then be shown a menu showing you the different types of charts that you might want for your planet data. Now you can see here that this is an interactive chart, so if you're viewing it on your computer, you can put your mouse over each bar and it will tell you the data for that one. You can see that you can choose different types of chart. However, you want to be very careful about which one you choose. This chart here makes it a little bit more confusing to see which planet is which. So for something like distance, I would recommend for example, a horizontal bar chart. This is showing very clearly in a visual way how far each planet is from the Sun. If you then press Insert, your chart will then sit inside your spreadsheet and you can move it around. I would move it down away from your data so you can see both your data in a table and you can see your chart. You can, of course, make it bigger by clicking on one of the squares in the corner. And then if you want to edit any of the features, you can then click on this little quick edit pencil here and click on the different parts of your chart to change them. So if I wanted to change anything in here, for example, I could just edit it like that. I can change the font or the size or the color quite easily. If I want to make any more changes, then I may need to click on this tiny little triangle in a box at the top, which will then give me access to Advanced Edit. You can see here I can click on Advanced Edit and I have more options to edit my chart. So you can see here that if I wanted to just change this, for example, just to say distance from the Sun, then I can. And I can just press Update and it's been changed there. So you might want to think about changing the different colors of your planets, bars, maybe showing the values inside your chart to make it easier, and changing the color of the background of your chart, maybe making it look a little bit more engaging, even the background color of your entire chart. So I hope that's been helpful to you all. Don't forget to name your spreadsheet. So this is planet data, and that's the end of this video.